Good evening, friends. We are live and it's day 11. We decided a while back, or I decided a while back, 10 days ago, or I guess it would be 11 days ago, I decided that I would go live for 100 days straight, and we're day 11 and want to welcome you. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, Periscope, those are the platforms that we're on. On Facebook, we're on a couple of pages, a couple of groups. On YouTube, we've got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Shane Trammell. So if you're not following me there, if you're not subscribed, if you don't have notification turned on, come hang out on my YouTube channel. But welcome, regardless of what platform you're watching on, regardless of what part of the world you're from, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching replay. Thanks for joining me. Got a interesting night tonight. I think got one topic that I want to share, and it will be, and I say this every night, but I think it will be brief. We'll be right at around 30 minutes, I think, if not a little bit less. But tonight's theme is free, and you'll know what I mean by that here in a moment, and I'm going to roll a video too in just a second. But I want to start off like I have for 10 nights in a row. This will make 11, encouraging all of you to start a YouTube channel, and if you have one, to find some time to focus on it. They're easy to, a YouTube channel is easy to create. The only pointer I'll give you in this video is create a branded account. That way more than one person can manage it. I think a very practical example is, maybe your husband and wife team, something like that, or maybe you have a partner and you want to have one YouTube channel and you want multiple people to be able to manage it, upload videos, comment on the comments that you've received, respond to comments, that type of thing. With a branded account, you can basically log in with your email address, and multiple people can work basically on the same YouTube channel. So check that out. Send me a direct message if you just really don't know where to get started or how to get started, or would like some help getting started, a little bit of hand holding. More than happy to do that. Second thing that I've done every night for now 11 nights in a row is encourage you to get an email list going, or maybe better, most all of us have email addresses, but what we probably don't have, many of us, is a organized way to manage those emails, to be able to send out emails to a targeted segment of our list. And we probably don't have a way, many of us probably don't have a way to collect those emails through a landing page. So go out and get a free account on ConvertKit. So you could use my link. It's strammell.info/ConvertKit. With that, you can manage up to 1,000 subscribers totally free. And for many people, especially if you're just getting started, that's more than enough. And arguably, once you get past 1,000 emails, you can you've got hopefully something going on there. And if you want more than 1,000, then you can get a paid account, and they have some budget-friendly options, and then you could, basically go beyond the 1,000. I will say one other thing. I've not said this, and it's just escaped me until tonight, but with ConvertKit, once you get your own free account, if you refer others, then you can get up to several hundred more. So honestly, you could actually have a free account and have over 1,000 subscribers for free. So that's a pretty cool deal as well. So let me know where you're watching from, where you're listening from. Let me know whether you're watching replay or whether you're live. That would be great. I think at the end here, I'm going to also take a poll just to do something interesting. Just going to ask you to comment one way or another. Nothing fancy, but I would love to get your input on something. So as I mentioned, the theme tonight is free, and that's all I'm going to say for a second, and I'm going to roll a video, and then we will go from there. So hold on just a second.
And free and free and free and free and free down a better down free, trying to get down down free. And free in here for free, 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 trying to get down, make it on free, 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 free. And free and free and free and free, 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 free and free. Here we go, it free and free and free. Free, trying to get down free. It free in here, free, 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 free. Free.
That's right. TurboTax Free Edition is free. Free, 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 free.
So free. I've been seeing that commercial, if you will, a couple of different times on YouTube when I'm watching videos, and it just clicked in my mind how I could use that to express an idea that I wanted to go through. It's not a unique idea to me. It's not a unique idea. Many people apply and use what I'm about to talk about, and one person that's popularized this idea of free is Gary Vaynerchuk. I've mentioned him before, but he has a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And, many companies like StreamYard, for example, which is the way I'm going live here, ConvertKit, Intuit, the company which has TurboTax, many of those have also captured the idea and used the idea very successfully of offering a service for free, knowing that at some point their customers will want to go to that next level. They'll want to be able to do more and more things. And obviously, once they've gotten used to a platform, found a value in a platform or a service or a product, then, the next evolution of that is then they go into being a paid customer. So what I want to talk about briefly tonight is to encourage everyone in my community to consider adopting that mentality. If you've already got a well-established business, don't need any more business, have everything you need, then maybe you don't need to apply this. And it's certainly not popular. There are just as popular voices out there as well that would say you should never work for free, never work for free. So that's you're always going to have opposing views on just about anything. So I've gravitated towards the concept of free when it opens up doors. It feels good to be able to be generous anyway, and I can only say that it's worked for me many, many times, without going into details of actual scenarios. Trust me, I've worked for free multiple times, offered up valuable free advice that would, normally cost a considerable amount of money, if you will, if someone was paying for that, and then that turned into real business. And the other good thing about that is if you've been offering a free service, a free advice, offering free products may be a little bit more difficult, but you can certainly do it with products as well. But a free service, consulting, coaching, some type of software, computer knowledge, then you've already gained trusted advisor status, if you will, with those people. And I don't want to be too specific, honestly, because, I don't know. I want to just keep things where they need to be. In some cases, I'll just say it that way. But, I just got a text yesterday from someone saying that they weren't sure that they were, really getting what they were paying for. And they reached out to me and said, hey, basically, can I pay you to consult with me? So it works. It feels counterintuitive at times. It's not always going to work out. And what I mean by that is you're certainly going to offer free. If you take this approach, you're going to end up offering free service, free advice, and it's not always going to turn into a sale, if you will. So, that's just the way it goes. But I'm going to turn on some background music there. Been doing that every night. I think last night, by the way, my voice or my mic was turned up a little hot. So hopefully tonight we have that squared away. And just let me know if I'm too loud. But like I was mentioning, it can seem counterintuitive, but I've just found that it works for me. It may or may not work for you. It first has to be a mindset thing, and I don't think it's going to work if you feel like the whole time that you're offering something free that you're getting cheated or that you're getting taken advantage of. Now, obviously, if you're spending hours and hours and hours and it's truly not a volunteer type situation, but something where you're trying to earn someone's trust with regards to your value, then at some point, yes, you do have to do the other part of that jab, 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 right hook. The right hook is the ask. In other words, if you've been providing value, if you've been offering something for free, then it's only appropriate and right at a time that only you will know is to basically say, in essence, hey, it's time. I've been providing value. Let me share with you, how much this service will cost as we move forward. This, coaching, consulting, whatever it might be. So, let that kind of sink in. See if it resonates with you. Maybe it's something you've thought of and never tried. Try it out. And I'd love for you to come back, especially if you come back to this video on YouTube, but anywhere for that matter. But I'd love for you to come back onto YouTube and, share your comments, share the successes you've had, share with me maybe the fact that you've already done this. And, I would love to know, hey, it didn't work out for you, or hey, it worked out amazing, or hey, you've had mixed results with it. There's no right or wrong answer to this. There's no right or wrong comment. There's just dialogue and us learning together. That's what this is all about. That's what this, what this 100 days of live streaming is about. It's first and foremost my attempt to provide value and to give something to my community. And then secondly, it's also to give me just crazy experience. Literally set tonight, I've done it 10 nights straight. You would think that after 10 nights it becomes easy. It's easier, but I will tell you that I sat here, looking at my equipment, checking the audio, all the things for probably 10 or 15 minutes before I finally hit the button that took me live. So, it's also true that as you add to your, to the things that you do, I guess, when you produce your live stream, like the lights that I have now, the audio, better video, the video that I played, all those things add to a certain level of stress. Honestly, at one point you get comfortable knowing that, for one, hey, it's live stream, so you're going to make mistakes. Some things are not going to go the way that you wanted them to, and hopefully your community is okay with that, because you're providing value to them, and we're all human, right? So I will say real quick, for any of those that are watching this either again live or the replay, and I may repurpose this part of the video, but if you're there are a lot of people that use StreamYard that ask over and over again, how can I play a pre-recorded video? How can I play a pre-recorded audio? Or how can I have 3 or 4 audio tracks and maybe some videos in a playlist and then play them when I want to? I can tell you that I've found a way to do that with a combination of some free software and a piece of hardware called the A10 Mini. So if you're interested in that, want to hear more about that, you can go to YouTube, go to Shane Trammell, youtube.com/Shane Trammell. I do have a playlist on how to do that, or you can send me a direct message. You can send me an email at Shane at Trammell, TRAMMEL.me. So Shane at Trammell.me. Connect with me that way. but I would love to be able to get you on the right track with regards to how to do that. You know, taking things to the next level is just one of the things that I enjoy doing. So, you know, I figured out some things that a lot of people are still wondering, how do I do that? And so be more than happy to share that with you. One of the things that I wanted to do, I mentioned earlier, was this is just kind of something that I experienced today, and certainly didn't just experience it today, but, you know, definitely experienced it today, was a failure in customer service. In this particular case, it was the Amazon delivery. It was super windy here today. I was joking with someone. I mentioned if I weighed less, if I jumped up, I'd blow away. And of course, my wife said quite a bit less, I think, is what she said. But of course, she was kidding. And I could certainly lose some weight. And but they put the mail or the package that we were getting underneath the gate. And when I went to go get it, of course, the gate had to open, and one of the packages, and my wife had even said, I hope the package doesn't blow away today when they deliver it, because she knew it would be really super light. Sure enough, it was just barely wedged under the gate. When the gate opened, it blew away, blew across the street, onto another piece of property where there's barbed wire fence. First, growing up as a kid, I would basically, fit in between the strands of barbed wire, no problem. But again, maybe because I'm not quite as light as I used to be and have a few extra pounds, I was afraid I started to try it, but I was afraid I was going to tear my clothes or maybe cut myself or whatever. And so I'm like getting really frustrated, found a way that I could basically climb over the fence, and I went and got the piece of mail. But here's why I share all that story. I'm just curious, would love to hear your opinion. If you believe yes or no or something in between, you can comment however you want. If you think that customer service has, since the digital age, I'll just kind of use that term, has suffered. Do you think it's gotten better? Do you think it's about the same? I'll share my opinion. I think generally speaking, the consumer is not first. And I'm gonna wrap it up with a thought after I talk through this. But in many cases, it just is unfortunate that it feels like that a lot of companies believe that you don't have any other choice, and so customer service suffers because of that. I can only think that that's the reason why. I can't believe there's no other reason that I can imagine why customer service would suffer, other than the fact that companies are operating very, very thin with regards to those types of things. Try to get an actual person on a phone, right, in many cases, and it's almost impossible. Now, of course, if you're dealing with technology and they have a good chat feature, whatever, instant messaging, and if they're dialoguing with you, maybe that works. But just nonetheless, it just doesn't seem like it used to be. So I'm curious if you think that customer service over the last few years has improved, if it's gotten worse, or maybe you feel like it's pretty much the same. And there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious what you think. And the reason that I even mention that is I think that's an opportunity for you as possibly an entrepreneur, as a manager within your company. Really doesn't matter what you're doing, but it's an opportunity for you to stand out when you provide excellent customer service. So I'm stating the obvious, I'm sure, but I know many of those of my friends that are probably watching this on my personal Facebook page. I know they can relate because I see, dialogue and comments that are out there on Facebook. So I think I have a good pulse of, generally speaking, where people come down on that thought. But I'd love to hear your opinions and your thoughts. So again, the tie back and the reason I mentioned that was I think it's a tremendous opportunity for all of us to whether it's literally even just a personal conversation, where if we're attentive in that conversation, if we show interest, whether that's, again, having a personal conversation or if it's a potential customer, actual customer service, in my opinion, has significantly gone down, and it'll be to your advantage to be the exception to that when you're dealing with people. So I think that's where we're going to leave it. We are going to end up, closing out this live stream in under 30 minutes. So it's a Saturday night. I hope that you got something out of this. What would be really helpful to me, as I've mentioned, let me know in the comments something you would like to hear me talk about. And if I have the capability to talk about that subject, I'd be more than happy to do it. So I do, plan on in the next several days to, hopefully transition from this being more of a me talking to, maybe presenting more in presentation fashion. So I'd be interested to hear from you if you like this format, if you would like me to maybe use something similar to like a PowerPoint to go over something. It's open to suggestions, and I'd love to hear from you. So I think we're going to close it out. I do appreciate everyone, being a part of this. Please come back for day 12 tomorrow. And I think one of our milestones will be 21. So it's going to, as they say, once you do something, I guess, for 21 days, it becomes a habit. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe after 100, maybe I continue to go. So we will see. But again, appreciate it. Hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. And as we get closer to the beginning of a new week, I'll go ahead and tell you now, hope you have a great week, and wish you all the best. Have a good night. All right, bye.